Hong Kong is one of the most expensive places in the world, and is commonly known for its skyscrapers and luxury shopping. It is one of the safest cities in the world, which makes it more attractive to tourists to visit the city. Along with all the beautiful skylines, you also get a chance to experience nature's beauty, as 40% of its territory is full of parks and nature reserves. This makes it perfect for anyone to visit. Everything looks cool from the outside, but are you aware of the inside problems going on in Hong Kong? Hong Kong's housing is one of the most expensive housing systems in the world. The citizens living in Hong Kong have to face the problem of expensive housing. That makes it very difficult for a middle-class family to buy their residence in Hong Kong. On top of that, they also have to deal with overpopulation. So what's Hong Kong's living situation? Hong Kong is a beautiful place to live, but at the same time, people living here have to spend around $1.2 million for a 60 square feet house. Comparing it with New York City, you can get a living space of more than 1,000 square feet for $1 million. These high prices make it impossible for many people to buy their own home in Hong Kong. On top of that, they have to pay around 40% of their property's value as a down payment, compared to other countries where you only have to pay around 10% or 20%. So, is there any alternative to it? Yes, there is. People there can rent a house, but it is equally expensive. And this is another main problem. People have to wait a long time to get their public rental apartment. According to some statistics, more than 250,000 households and family applicants have to wait for more than 5 years to get a rental flat. It is a major problem in Hong Kong, as well as overpopulation, which doesn't help the situation. The urban areas in Hong Kong have high population and employment density. Some places have a population density of more than 60,000 people per square mile, whereas some less developed areas have around 17,000 people per square mile. But recently, Hong Kong saw a decline in its population due to COVID-19. The city logged more deaths than births due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It accounts for a 0.6% decline from the previous year. Hong Kong's unemployment rate rose to 6%. Glancing at the exact numbers, around 43,100 births took place, whereas 49,800 people died during this period. The city saw a fall in population for the first time since 2003. In 2003, population decline occurred when many people left Hong Kong, and now the population decline was due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now let's come back to the housing conditions in Hong Kong. Around 200,000 residents are living in subdivided flats, and these subdivided flats are not in the best quality. The people there refer to it as coffin cubicles or coffin homes, because it resembles a coffin box. These windowless cages can cost around $180 per month, which is not a justifiable price for the condition. Many tiny homes are no more than 20 square feet. Even a person living here, they can't even stretch fully. For the welfare of the people, the government has announced many housing projects, but every time they get more applicants than expected. For instance, a non-profit housing society received more than 88,000 applications for public housing, which is 141 times its supply. These high prices are likely to be the consequences of restrictive land usage regulations. The Hong Kong government owns all the land, but only has allowed 7% of the city's land for housing. On top of it, developers have to pay a land premium, which costs them a lot of money. Now, what are the reasons behind the high prices? In Hong Kong, the average price per square foot is around $2,091. Which is significantly higher than in many other countries. So, one of the main reasons behind the high prices is overpopulation. Hong Kong is one of the most densely populated cities in the world, due to which the demand for housing increases and the supply remains slow. On top of it, the government has allotted only 7% of the land for the construction of houses. With such low supply and high demand, these prices are going up every year. Many policies were introduced by the government, but nothing seems to be effective. So, is there any other possible solution to it? Well, there has been a response to it. Many steps were taken, and the government has also announced plans to provide affordable houses in the next decade, as per the plan. Around 280,000 public homes and 180,000 private homes will be added by 2027. Also, the government is planning to increase the land supply by building 4,200 acres of artificial islands. The first island would create a space for more than 280,000 people, and out of which 70% would be public housing. But can the people of Hong Kong wait that long? Hopefully, it will help in solving the problem, but these solutions will take time to show their effects. And this problem needs action immediately. In 2019, the government announced plans to redevelop 70,000 square metres of unused private land for public housing. Many people came in support, and many more have joined and donated around 3 million square feet of farmland for public housing. It is a serious problem, and the government should look into this matter and come up with a solution. There are many ways which the government can solve this problem, although there has been a decrease in population during the COVID-19 period, but this is not a permanent solution. The population will rise as the pandemic clears. Some solutions may take a lot of time. Instead, the government needs to come up with some ideas where they can redevelop unused private land, which can definitely increase the supply of houses quickly. Living in a cage for your whole life is really disturbing, and living in a place where you can't even stretch yourself fully makes it even worse. And over time, until there is a solution, people in Hong Kong will continue to go into small spaces.